Hello my lovely friends, Jan of Jan Hicks Creates here, coming to you with Flosstube number 164. I have a lot to share with you. I'm gonna mess with my camera a little bit here. Word of warning to start with, I am using a new camera. Actually, it's not new, we've had it for a while. We got it for me to do the videos on, and I've just never wanted to mess with it. So today I'm messing with it. One of the shortcomings of recording on a real camera versus my iPhone, at least on what we got, and because our our memory card is old, it can only record 30 minutes at a time before it kind of dies. So I have a timer set for 30 minutes, so hopefully every 30 minutes I'll remember to turn, because of my little timer, I'll turn the video back on so we won't lose anything, but this could be interesting. How are you guys all doing? I hope you are doing wonderfully. I am doing fine. It is spring. I can look out the window and actually see leaves coming out on the trees. Finally, I have daffodils blooming. I have gorgeous hyacinths blooming. The tulips will be blooming soon. My peonies are about up that far with little round balls on them. It makes me so happy. So life is good. Let's see, last video, for those of you, again, that follow me on other social media channels, Instagram or my Facebook page, you will know that, last video I mentioned that the next day we were heading to Phoenix to visit my father-in-law. We got about an hour down the road and were in an accident. We stopped to do a potty break because my morning coffee was going right through me, and as we were pulling out, we were sideswiped by somebody. No injury to us at all, not even any twitches or twinges. There might be twitches just because of other things, but nothing from the accident. But basically, the car came and ripped off our entire front end. Basically, the front of the car went like that. It is currently in the shop. It has about $10,000 worth of damage. It wasn't totaled. We'll get it back probably about, I think they said in a couple weeks, like the middle of May. So it was not drivable. We had to have it towed to a salvage yard. Insurance got involved, of course. It is now in a repair shop down where the accident was. So, you know, we haven't been in an accident for years and years and years. So when you're out on the road this much, things do happen, and we're thankful that it wasn't worse. We're thankful that it has been a while, but life happens. So we tootled back home eventually and just resumed normal life, and hopefully we will get down to my father-in-law's once we get the car back. We're hoping that we can make it maybe over Memorial Day weekend. So yeah. Other than that, it's been a pretty boring time. I have been stitching like crazy. I have my pretty poncho on. I haven't worn this for a while, so I thought I'd wear it today. Yeah, so let me see, what else? That is pretty much all of the life update things. I have a lot to cover in today's video. So I have new releases, my May releases to share with you. I have just other business news to share. I have the shop focus for this month. I have a stitch along to announce. I have giveaways to talk about, and then at the end I'm going to do my whip parade for those that I want to sell, that I'm passing on to someone. So I will talk more about that, all those things as we come to them. So, new releases. We'll start with the next set in my Vintage Christmas Ornaments, Vintage Christmas Alphabet series. So we have J. I have my light, my big window here with all the light coming in, so that's why I'm kind of tilting it. K for kids, so J is joy, K for kids, and L for lights. Now, you will see that J is a bit smaller than the other ones. I actually designed J back when I first had the idea to use that big alphabet from the Antonio Puello sampler to do an alphabet type of thing. And Joy was just such a obvious one, right? And this piece just came together like lightning. It was a lot of fun to find the different borders, and it just really came together well. For the most part, I am trying to keep the designs around 60 by 60 stitches, and this one is a little smaller. But as I was designing these and looking at this, seeing that it was smaller, I thought, I think that's just perfect as it is, so I'm not going to mess with that at all. So that's why it's a little smaller than the other ones. Now, next month's will be, let's see, JKLMNO, and I have to say, the word that has been coming to my mind for O is ornaments, and it is a longer one. I am undecided at this point whether I will just make O a little bigger, so it will be a longer ornament than all the rest of them, or whether I'll arrange the letters such that I can get it to be more in the 60 by 60 range, or see if I can find another word. I don't know. Ornaments is such a no-brainer for O, and of course because I'm making little ornaments, it seems like the right thing to do, but we'll see. But anyway, and I wanted to tell you, so I've had several questions about the cording on these. This is just DMC. I meant to, do I have it handy? Sorry about that. I meant to have the Kreinik quarter here handy to show you, and it's right there. So I do make these cordings, and I make them with the Kreinik quarter, just with the DMC, the same DMC that I use, and all of them, the cording is the same color as the words. So it's the same color, same DMC, nothing special about it except that I am making it with the quarter. It is not a hard process. Once you get the hang of it, Vonna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher, of course, has great videos on how to make the twisted cording. So that is what I'm using on all of these. And I've gotten the first couple are a little bit fiddly until you kind of get the process down, and now it's just like, okay, it's time to make the cordings. I get all the pillows all sewn together, stuffed, and the openings sewn together, and then I make all the cordings at the same time, and then I sew all the cordings on. So it's a process that I'm getting fairly comfortable with. So never thought I'd say that about finishing, because I don't like finishing. In case you didn't know that about me. All right, so that is that May release. My second May release was E Pluribus Unum, out of many one. So yeah, I am thrilled with the response that this is getting. I've said before, I never know if other people are going to get my message, what I'm trying to do with any given design. I really felt that way about Meditation Garden, and I felt that way about this. So I am going to try and remember when I'm editing this to put a photo of my inspiration piece for this. But basically it was I don't even know what to call it, not really mixed media, but it was a fabric piece with a bunch of fabric strips for the stripes, and they were all different shades of red. And when I first started this, I knew that I wanted to choose different borders for the stripes, and I knew that I wanted to have different, not red and white, but have different colors of reds and pinks. And I knew I wanted to have different lengths down here. Now, my original idea was to try and have maybe the different stripes separated somehow with some fringing on the bottom, kind of to get that feel of ribbon or loose fabric strips. But then I realized, practically speaking, that was not going to work for the cross-stitch fabric. That just didn't. That would be more effort than it was worth. So I started working on the stripes. Big and small, long and tall, skinny, short, different colors. And it struck me that it really, I felt it represented us. The United States of America in all its diversity, in all of its different colors and creeds and beliefs and religions, ethnicities, origins, all of it. That's what makes us who we are. So then I decided, again, a lot of my ideas come to me in the shower. I get really clear thinking in the shower. And that's when the idea came to me to put the words e pluribus unum on the top. Out of many one. And I really want this to speak to who we are as a nation. I think in today's United States, there is so much fear of the other. Whether it's other religions, other belief systems, other ways to love, all of that. Different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different colors of skin. I wanted this to represent that as who we are, and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful thing to have all the diversity, and that is what makes us strong. Everybody brings their own backgrounds to the table and adds something to who we are. So, e pluribus unum. I am thrilled with it. I am thrilled with the response. It is stitched, this is a 40 count. Picture this plus Heartland. It is a variety of overdyed flosses. Of course, as always, I provide a DMC conversion. I want to say the stitch count is like 117 by 191, but don't quote me on that. So this is available. Many needlework shops have already ordered it from me. It is also going to be showing up. It's probably already on Yarn Tree. It'll be at Hoffman this Friday. Yeah, if you are interested in it and have not already spoken to your store about your favorite needlework store, whether online or local, it doesn't matter. Let your favorite needlework store know that you are interested in this, and they will order it if they haven't already. Like I said, a lot have already ordered it. So that is e pluribus unum, one of my May releases. Other news, I heard from Kathy at Inspired Needle. Inspired Needle is now located on the Palm Coast of Florida. Actually, I think the town they're in is called Palm Coast. It's a little bit south of St. Augustine. One of my favorite towns in Florida is St. Augustine. But anyways, Kathy relocated to Florida. The business is open, and she is going to have my trunk show at the Celebration of Needlework show in New Hampshire. That is May 17th to 21st. I so wish I could be there. But she will have me in spirit via my trunk show. So if you are going to Celebration of Needlework, I will be, I invite you to visit Kathy's booth. I'm not sure how it's set up. I've never been to that show, but I invite you to visit her and see my models and hopefully grab whatever you might like. So that is exciting. I will also be at least as a trunk show with Kathy at Needlework Galleria. As of this point, she does still have openings for vendors. Needlework Galleria is in September, for those of you who might not be familiar with it. And it is, is it in Missouri someplace? It's over in that part of the country. I hope to be able to be there as a vendor, but I could not tell Kathy yes at this point. Just because there's too much up in the air. I'm not going to get into what's going on in my life at this point. Hopefully next video I can tell you some big news. But at this point I wasn't sure enough to be able to say yes to anything basically past tomorrow. Maybe past the end of May. I don't know what's happening in my life. But anyway, that's exciting too. She will at least have my trunk show at Galleria. So that is very cool. Okay, so I think that is all of my business stuff. Yeah, I have summer cottages almost done stitching. I'm not going to show you that. I'm really thrilled with how that's turning out. Summer balloons, Carolyn's Balloon Summer. I have the design done. I'm working feverishly on getting this sampler charted for the Rocky Mountain Sampler Guild. Lots and lots of stitching and designing. I'm planning to have in my brain a whole list of things I hope to get designed and stitched for the big virtual trade show that happens in August. This year's is Needlework Marketplace. So yeah, I have a whole list of things I hope to get done. I may be calling on some of you that have offered to be model stitchers for me. I may need a couple others depending on what I manage to get designed. So keep your ears open or shoot me a line if you're interested in being a model stitcher. Rachel, if you're watching this and you're still interested, let me know. So yeah, I'm starting to move more towards model stitchers, although it's hard because stitching my own models I love, and also many times I feel it's necessary because I make enough changes that it happens. So anyway, that is my business side of things. I am at 4 minutes left in this half hour, so I think I'm actually going to turn the video off and turn it back on to start again, because the next thing I want to talk to you about is the shop focus for this month. It is Nedlewerkes in Copperas Cove, Texas. So I'm going to just shut you off and turn you back on, and you won't even be aware of it except my little hand creeping up here. Alrighty, so Nedlewerkes in Copperas Cove, Texas. I did visit this store. I had a chance to go there while I still lived in Texas. I went there with Maria, and I did record a video of the store. I believe that was it was before we left Texas, and not long before we left Texas. So it was in 2021. And I told Lois, the owner, I couldn't believe it's already been a couple of years. Time does fly. Here we are in May. We're heading towards Memorial Day, and it's going to be here before you know it. Hard to believe. So anyways, I am going to put a link to that video below. So if you want to check out the actual video of the store, you can look at that. Of course, I'm sure some stuff has changed, but I would think the general idea and feel and layout of the store is going to be the same. So Lois has provided some photos and also a great write-up of who she is and who the store is. So I'm going to read through that, and as I do, I'm going to insert the photos so you can be looking at the photos while I'm reading this. All right. Needlewerkes is that place of calm, or not, where creativity has a chance to bloom and flourish. In the winter of 2008, Lois went to get a skein of embroidery floss from her local big box store and was shocked to learn they no longer carried DMC. Right then and there, the idea for Needlewerkes was born. After a very hectic spring and early summer, learning about the needlework industry, the shop opened on July 23, 2008. From the beginning, we have prided ourselves on customer service first. We teach everything we sell at no cost to you, our customer. Lois came up with the idea of the free individual lessons to give everyone the opportunity to try a new needlecraft without having to put a lot of money into it. Whether it be cross-stitching, counted canvas work, traditional surface embroidery, stamped cross-stitch and embroidery, peyote stitch beading, or simply making tassels and cords from stitching fibers, we offer it all and love to share our knowledge. The shop has an open table policy. Simply put, when we are open, the table is available for anyone to come and sit and stitch, and you don't even have to bring something that you bought there. We have an extensive inventory of charts and everything you need to stitch your piece. We carry fabrics from Witchelt, Zweigert, hand-dyed by Stephanie, Picture This Plus, Weeks Dye Works, Fabric Flare, R&R Reproductions, and Dames of the Needle, just to name a few. Our flosses and fibers come from Sullivan's, DMC, Sulky, Presencia, Rainbow Gallery, Krynic, Gloriana, The Thread Gatherer, Valdani, Threadworks, The Karen Collection, and many more. We offer needles and scissors from all over the world. The finest needles from Japan, France, and England are perfectly matched to some of the finest scissors on earth. We carry scissors from the Scissorists, made in America, Ginger, Saju, Bowen, and Rainbow Gallery line of special task scissors. And speaking of needles, when you need a helper to keep them where you want to be, we have needle minders from My Big Toe, the Meredith Collection, Accoutrement, and many others to make that easier. Needlewerkes carries a large variety of bags for organizing and carrying all of your needlework projects. We carry bags from Hug Me Company, Walker Bags, Attenti, I love Attenti, Ashland Sky, and others. The bags range from 4x6 for needles and scissors up to 20x31 and more for scroll frame projects. Those scroll frames are also available here. We carry roll-of frames from the Splinter Shop along with both the floor and lap stands that fit them. Lighting is a critical part of needlework, and because of that, we have a brightly lit shop for when you stitch with us, including a variety of lamps and magnifiers to try out. We have them in stock. I forgot to turn my timer back on. Hold on, people. We have them in stock for when you go home and need the extra magnification or light too. In short, we try to carry a variety of needle art projects excuse me, needle art projects and genres. Our collection includes simple and small kits, a large number of felt applique kits, Mill Hill kits in all of their forms, Mill Hill Beads and Treasures, Just Another Button Company buttons, handmade buttons from Italy by Puntini. Italy, a place near and dear to Lois's heart. She and her husband of 41 years met and fell in love there, having both made the trip courtesy of the United States Army. Over the last 12 years, there have been quite a few European designers enter and become staples in the American market. We try to carry as many as our customers want and need, including GPA, Monty Di Donna, Romy's Creations, MTV Designs, Nikki's Creations, and of course the Primitive Hair. We do have lots of other European designers and access to others we don't regularly stock. Whether you need a traditional sampler, a reproduction sampler, something prim, humorous, snarky, or just a plain old BIP, because it's pretty. Because it's pretty, we have it for you. All right, I'm going to pause here. There's only a couple more sentences, but BIP. I'm so dumb. So I wrote, she has BIP, capital letters, periods, as an acronym. And then she has in parentheses after it, because it's pretty, because that's what BIP stands for. But apparently my brain was not working this morning as I was reading this and eating breakfast, and the because it's pretty did not register at all. So I wrote to Lois and I said, I haven't seen BIP. Can you tell me what that means? It's right there in parentheses right after it. Sorry, Lois. My brain is working now. Anyways, come by or call and we can help you get started on your next project, large or small. We usually even have a cat on hand to either ignore you or ask for pats. Lois and the girls at Nedlewerkes. So, maybe it's because she's a cat owner, but I love Lois. I love the store. Let me go back to my notes. So, she is going to have a 10% discount. No restrictions on that, and free shipping for the entire month of May. All you need to do is mention the Flosstube and Jan Hicks. Now, she does not have an online store. You will have to call or email, and I will put all that information down below, but you will have to call or email her in order to get order anything that you want. She also will kit up anything for you. And she does offer a discount on kits of 15%. So if you order, order a kit or order any combination of chart, floss, and fabric, then she will give you that 15% discount. I do not know if it's 15% on top of the 10% or not. And she said if there is a larger sale price, then you will get that sale price. Okay. I think that is all for Lois and Nedlewerkes. Like I said, I will have all the information below, as well as a link to that video that I did 2 years ago, and of course the photos that were in here, so I hope you get a good feel for what the store is like. It is packed full of goodness. I don't remember how much time Maria and I spent there. We drove over there from Waco, but I'm sure we could have spent a lot longer than we did. So I highly encourage you to check out Lois and her store. All right. Next on the agenda is the stitch along. So let me get this little guy. This is Tranquility. I will talk more about this in a minute, but let me give you a little background. You know, many of you probably participated in the Strawberry Fair Stitch Along that was hosted by Helen D and Cobweb Corner. They reached out to me a couple months ago and asked if I would be interested in participating with them in their next Stitch Along. And I said, well, heck yeah. That sounds awesome. So at that time, I had been thinking about starting a series with birds. And I had been seeing a lot of watercolor paintings, prints, artwork on Pinterest, and it was kind of sparking some ideas in my brain. So I let them know that I would be starting that series with them. I will say right now, I don't know how often I'm going to do one of these. It will fit into my schedule as it fits into my schedule. It's not going to be monthly or anything like that. But anyways, this is my first one. This is called Tranquility. I am thrilled, of course, that my first one could be turquoise, starting it in the summer. We wanted it to have a summer feel. So, as I was designing this, I was trying to come up with a title. People, titles are the hardest. Something catchy and cute, but descriptive, I am not good. Titles and blurbs are the hardest thing to write. So I was like bluebird of happiness, turquoise bird, bluebird, you know, all these different things going through my mind. And I started looking up Google, thank you, the word turquoise and different words for turquoise. And I started to come across the meaning of the word turquoise, or the, not the meaning, but my words today, what its spiritual use is. You know how there's crystals that have meaning and use. This is, what kind of stone is this? This is blue apatite. Of course, it's the turquoise color, and it has the meaning of creativity. So turquoise has a lot of different meanings, and it is used in many different ways to represent calm and peace. Think the ocean, and that's, you know, I think Siesta Key. I lived 5 years in Sarasota. The color of the Gulf of Mexico is that beautiful turquoise aqua color, which I absolutely adore. So looking at all the different words and meanings for turquoise and how it's used in a spiritual sense, tranquil and tranquility are the ones that kind of stuck with me. And so I named this Tranquility. And my plan is, in this series, is to have the different colors of birds, each of them with the color meaning behind it. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. So this is my first one. This is stitched on 40 count blueberry milkshake by Grace Notes Fabric. I think that's the right one. Absolutely gorgeous fabric. It is done in overdyed flosses, and of course there is a DMC conversion. Now, the stitch along. So it will be starting June 13th. I want you to go. I am in charge of this stitch along for giving you the background information for the design itself. Helen is in charge of the stitch along. I will not actually be participating in the stitch along because of course I already stitched it, right? So Helen's in charge of the stitch along. So I'm going to put a link down below for her video. She just did the video yesterday of all the details for the stitch along itself. And again, it is in collaboration with Cobweb Corner, so this design will be exclusive to Cobweb Corner throughout the length of the stitch along. There is a Google form that you will need to fill out in order to sign up for the stitch along, and in that Google form you will be putting the information like what type of floss, whether you want to use the over dyed flosses or the DMC, so that Carla knows what to order. The link to that Google form is also in the show notes from Helen's video, or in Helen's video from yesterday. So once Carla has the product, once Carla has a feel for how many people are interested, she'll get the products ordered, and once the products are in, then she will let you know from your email that you will be putting in that Google form that shopping time is now, that it's that she has everything ready and that you can go ahead and get your stuff. And like I said, then the stitch along starts June 13th. So I hope you will join us for that. Join Helen and Carla for that. I will be cheering you along. I hope that that you love the design, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Hopefully I will have the answer, or if not, I will direct you to Helen. We will have a hashtag for this, JHC, for my brand initials, Jan Hicks Creates, so JHC Tranquility Sal. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for that to start. Okay. That is that. Now, giveaways from last month. Let's see, I have a little bit of time left. I have two different times clicking along on this, on my little screen from my camera. One says 5 minutes and one says 15 minutes. Oh, that 15-minute one is counting up. The 5-minute one is counting down. I don't know what it means. I'm going to keep my eye on it though, so we don't get cut off. All right, the winners of the giveaways from last video. Hold, please. If you remember, these are my goodies from Market. Oh, and I did want to say, I don't believe I have heard from everybody. Yeah, I have only heard from 2 of you that won the gift certificate to Carla's, the $10 gift certificates to Carla's, to Cobweb Corner from the last video. There were 5, and I've only heard from 2 of you. Let me say the names again. So I heard from Vicky Rohde and Susan Knoll. The other winners for the gift certificates are Stitching Scotty, Kathy Birch, and Chris Cook. You need to get in touch with me, because then I can give you the code that you need for those gift certificates, so you can go do some shopping. The 10% sale off of the patterns is over. That ended April 30th, but you still have, the $10 that you can spend. And you could use it on the stitch along if you wanted to. All right, let me go back down here. All right, so the giveaways from last video of my patterns. Vintage Christmas 3. So if you remember, I'm going to have both a domestic winner that you will be winning the paper pattern, and I will have an international winner that you will be sending me an email so that I can send you the PDF. And my email, jan@janhickscreates.com, is down below. All right, so the winner of the paper pattern for Vintage Christmas Alphabet 3 is Sharon S., and the international winner is Teresa Colbeck. Samplings of Lace Spring. Domestic winner is Kathy Birch. And the international winner is Rachel Turner. Carolyn's Balloons Spring. Domestic winner is Liz Florum. International winner is Debbie Hawco, Hawco. Spring Cottages. Domestic winner is Winnie Rodriguez, and international winner is Tanya Bertuola. Hopefully I said that right, Tanya. Calm. This is the tea time pattern. You get both of the domestic winner gets both the pattern and the threads. This is going to Kathleen Murphy. And my international winner who will get the pattern PDF is Barb Johnson. And then last, but certainly not least, and this is a big one. So my domestic winner is getting both the pattern and all the gorgeous silks from Vicki Clayton, hand-dyed fiber silks. This is going to Nora Sayer, S-A-Y-R-E. And the international winner is Daniela Drexen. So again, email me at Jan Hicks Creates. If you are a winner that is getting one of the hard copy patterns, I need your mailing address. If you are one of my international winners that's getting the PDF, then I will just email the PDF back to you. Okay, so that is the majority. I do have a little bit of haul to show you, and then I will be switching over to my whips, for sale. So I am going to actually turn this off and turn it back on. Okay, so hello. Piles and piles. First, I'm going to show you more pretties from Vicki Clayton. So she had the monthly sets that I get are her variegated flosses, and these are the ones that are kind of based on the over-dyed flosses from the cottons from the bigger over-dyed floss companies. She also has a monthly club for her solids, and her solids are based on the DMC colors, and she basically has the whole line of DMC. Now, I don't get that monthly club, although that is the colors that I used in Louise, and that is what I will be using in this sampler. But so in her monthly club for the solid, she has run through all of the DMC, all 500 and some of the DMC, and a good majority of those are in her conversions for the different samplers and things that she sells, the kits that or the packs that she sells on her website. She had some that never showed up in any of the conversions, and I don't know whether this is all of them or whether these are just the bright ones. She's not going to be dyeing these anymore unless they show up in a conversion. She's only going to be dyeing. She's starting the monthly club over at the beginning of DMCs, but she's not going to include any that she doesn't have to dye for a conversion. So these ones were Poor Little Orphans, and they were so bright and so gorgeous that I went ahead and ordered that set. And I just have them in the Needlework Press box that they were selling at market. But I also did get my next set of variegated monthly, and I'm not going to go through these this time, but suffices to say they are as gorgeous as always. I had ordered from Grace Note Fabrics at market. Those came, and I've actually used I've used them. So I got two colors. This is the Blueberry Milkshake that I used in in my Tranquility design. Such a gorgeous color. And even though it says the name is Blueberry Milkshake, it is very much more of an aqua blue rather than kind of a purpley blue is what I think of as blueberries. And then the other one is, let me find the tag, Mojito Smoothie. Mojitos are my favorite drink. So this is what I used in Bloom. If you can see my freebie Bloom up here. This is the fabric that I used in that. And it's actually a little bit darker than it is coming across in the bright light from my window here. But again, gorgeous, gorgeous modeling, not overwhelming, but just enough to give it some interesting depth. So one of the other suppliers that I met at market was one of the representatives from Fabric Flare. I've never used Fabric Flare. I thought that they only printed, I guess, not dyed, printed on Ada. And as you know, I'm not a big Ada user, but I did find out that they print on higher counts as well. So they offered to send me a sample of several, and I did get several. This is Vintage Ephemera Damask, and these are all 40 counts. So that's one that I got. This is Old Library Marble. This would be great for a sampler. This is very pretty. Again, it is really getting blown out by the light from my window. And then last but not least, I am just intrigued by the color, the printing, the different mixed media printing is how I think of it. So this is kind of, what is this called? This is Shabby Chic Wood Natural and Gold. So it's kind of a blue wood look with a gold, again, a damask, kind of a, I don't know what to call that, curly Q pretty thingy in gold. So anyways, I have some ideas for these. I won't be using them a lot. I mean, they're nice to stitch on. I'm not having any problems in that department. It's not the same as hand-dyed linen, which is kind of my first love. The other thing I got was my next set of layer cake from Fat Quarter Shop, the monthly club. Again, I haven't opened this, so I know it's kind of hard to see, you know, the fabrics that are in them. I have to say, I think this is probably one of the smartest things I've done is get these layer cakes. I do not have a big stash of fabric. I am not a quilter, but this allows me to have what I need for finishing, whether it's a small like a pillow or a background like this. This fabric back here is from one of the Fat Quarter Shop layer cakes, and I had multiple choices that I could have used as a background for this. I wanted to keep it more neutral, so that's why I kind of chose the more driftwood color that matches kind of the pebble in the in that little thing. I'm having an awful time describing these things today. That decorative element. Anyways, I love having these Fat Quarter Shop, just the 10 by 10 pieces for finishing. I love having the variety. So that is all I got as far as stash. I am very much aware of my growing stash. I have not bought any charts for a while, and you know, starting to go through my whips, looking at all the charts I have over there. It's just, at some point, you know, it almost makes me sick to the stomach to think about all the money that I've been spending that, yeah, just isn't doing anything. I can't keep doing that, basically. And also, I want my business to be successful, and we did taxes, and we did the taxes for last year, and I'm not going to tell numbers, but let's just say my deductions really helped us get the numbers down on what we had to owe. But I also definitely didn't make anything. Just kind kind of crazy. Anyway, all right, so what I'm going to do now is go through the whips that I want to sell. And yes, I am selling these. I am not passing them on for free. There's too much money caught up in these. I went through my whips and looked at ones that, you know, that whole idea, is it still giving you joy or not? And these ones aren't. I have no interest in finishing these. For the most part, it is the fabric, and some of them the floss is missing, but it's the fabric and the pattern at least. I think there's one in there. I think there's one that was a PDF, and I will let you know what that is. So, the way I've decided to do this is that I have set up a second account on Instagram called Jan Hicks Creates D-Stash, and I will be posting on there my taking pictures of everything and putting what I'm selling on there. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go through the things here in this video, and I am going to tell you how much I'll be asking for them. So if you follow me on Instagram, I will be putting, it's Jan Hicks Creates _D-Stash is the name of that account. So I invite you to follow me there if you think you'll be interested. I have this stack here to start with, and I will most likely be adding to that over time. Over time. So yeah, if you're not interested, of course, in this part of the video, I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. I hope you will like and follow and subscribe and all those things. I'm going to go ahead and read the angel card now, in case there's some of you that are going to bow out now. I forgot the angel card in the last video, and I felt bad. All right, I need to put on my glasses for this, though, because the print's little. So, Teresa Kogut's angel cards. Just so pretty. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Reach out with compassion to someone who seems down. You may be the light that brings them out of the darkness. We never know who we touch. We never know whose day we light up. And opposite that, if we are kind of having a bad day ourselves and act grouchy or grumpy to other people, we never know who we might be bringing down. And I don't mean that we're always going to be happy and show a false face to others, but I think there's something to be said for I don't know, just trying to put your best face forward as much as you can. You never know what other people are going through. And you certainly wouldn't want to contribute. You know, it's a two-way street. It definitely is. But I try to be positive. This winter it was hard. March was hard. I try to be positive all the time. Sometimes it's hard, I understand. But just be aware of how you come across, I think, and how you might be touching other people. All right, so on to the whip sale. Let me see my time. This says I have 9 minutes left on the one, and it's 11 minutes counting up on the other. I don't know. I'm going to go for a little while longer, and we'll see. Okay. I'm just going to start. So, I have a bag of Aurifil spools here, and I think there's a couple other miscellaneous ones. There's at least one sulky in here. Yeah, there's a sulky blendable in there as well. These are the spools that I used on the Fat Quarter Shop Stitch Along. I don't remember the name of it now. The one with all the little squares with the little pictures in the little squares. Do you remember that? I don't remember the name of it. I don't even have it framed yet. Anyways, this is what is left. Most of these are pretty full spools. I did that piece over one on 25 count, so I did not use up much of these. I think there's only one that was used in the border that is probably quite a bit depleted. I'm not even seeing that one in here, actually. Oh, I think it's this one. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I'm asking $60 for these. These spools go for $6 a piece, and I think there's 15 in here. I don't know for sure the number, but there's quite a few. $60 is a lot cheaper than what you buy. Of course, they're not full skins, but anyway, $60 for that. I don't have anything on my D-Stash page yet. Today I will start taking pictures and slowly loading stuff on there, so stay tuned. Go ahead and join it and keep your eyes open. This is not anything I'm selling anything of. Some of my whips I didn't have enough started to even I'll probably just have the pattern in here to sell. This one, of course, I won't, because this was the Fox and Rabbit free stitch along from, oh, get up here. I keep losing the fabric. From 2021, I think. I got the peacock done. What I'm going to do with this is just cut that out of the fabric and make it into a small, whether I frame it or make it into a pillow or something. But that is one of my whips that I am not going forward with. Let's see. Get all this over here. I have everything in those plastic bags and it has a tendency to go slip sliding away. Trying to get it to balance. All right, you come over here then. Next on the list, I just zipped up the bag. Oh, I actually haven't, I just found this one yesterday and I haven't put a price on it yet, so I'm going to hold off on that. Well, let me show you. Shoot. I don't even have the picture of it here. This is the armchair, let's see, A Thankful Life Chair Arm Pin Keep. Excuse me, by Heartstring Samplery. And this is what I have done of this so far, but I haven't figured out a cost for this, a price for this yet. This will have the chart, the fabric, and the floss. These are, I don't know whether I have all the floss, and most of them are substitutes. They are not the called for. So, yeah, the light is definitely blown out in this quite a bit. But anyways, this I'll put on the D-Stash. You'll see it there. I need to find the picture of it. Stay tuned on that one. Mary Hill, 1854. This was a one of the club kits from Country Sampler, their Sampler Girls Club. This is not published yet. This is a Needlework press. I think this just came out earlier this year, so this is not published in general yet. I did steal the fabric from this. I think it was old stationery linen and I needed it for something else. I didn't have what I thought would work for one of my designs, so I took it from here. All of the floss is here. It is all the called for. I am asking $45 for this since the linen is not included. All right. La Fleur Chics by the Bay Needle Arts. This is a wool applique / cross stitch design. The design, the chart, it does have the wool applique parts also charted in cross stitch if you should be interested in doing the cross stitch instead of any of the wool applique. So this is the chart. It is all the wool for the applique. It is the floss, some of which is Valdani, So the floss for the wool applique, we have a couple of spools of Valdani. We have a couple of sulky, 3 sulky spools. And we have my start to it. This is on a 28 count. There's also a needle stuck in here. This is on a 28 count. It looks like it might be a permin or a witchelt. I got a good chunk of the vase done. There are specialty stitches in that vase. I'm asking $30 for this entire kit. Again, the floss is not necessarily the called for. It is my substitutions. And so you get whatever is stuck in here, along with all the wool and the Valdani and the sulky. So all that is $30. And also the bag that it is stuck in. Most of these are in these kind of mesh plastic bags. The chart does have some markings on it. I don't want to show a whole lot, but you can see I marked off what I finished, what I've stitched. I have a couple charts here that are duplicates, one of which is Newcastle Bouquet. I don't need 2. So this is $15 for this chart. And all of the charts are some amount off of what you're going to find right now in a store. Threadworks Primitives Christmas Fruit Basket. This is one that I finished. The picture is awful on it. So this is a used chart. There's no markings on the chart at all. I'm asking $5 for that one. Again, some more duplicates. Erica Michael Springberries, $12. Plum Street's Sheep Heap, $5. And, oh no, this is Sheep Heap, this is Mary You. So $5 for each of those. This one isn't really one that I'm selling. Oh, it looks like I am going to go off here in a second. I'm going to turn you off and turn you back on. This goes here. This isn't one I'm selling. This is just a cautionary tale and a walk down memory lane, although there is something in here I'm selling. The Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along, Mystery Stitch Along from I don't know how many years ago. Again, for those of you that have been with me for a while, you'll remember this. I started it and started it the wrong way on the fabric. And this is an XG Design fabric. Or maybe it's a R&R. I don't know what fabric it is. Anyways, I started it the wrong way. So I restarted it over here, which is great. It's a beautiful piece and I would have loved to stitch it. But looking at it now, it just makes me go, So I'm not selling this. I have like a couple of the flosses and it was just all kinds of different things I was throwing together. I'm basically just going to cut out the fabric that's not used and use it in something else. So that was just, but I do have something that I can sell from that. So I had chosen Gentle Arts wrought iron for the dark outline on all of that. And I think I have like 12 skeins of this. I am keeping some, but I'm going to sell. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 skeins to sell. $1 a piece for these skeins. If you're interested in some wrought iron, I can stick a skein in the mail to you. Spring Jack. Again, this is one, and I think this is, I mentioned that there are a few that I didn't get enough done to even make it worth my while to do anything with. This is one that I started, I believe it's this one. And I think I started in the middle, so I started on that white pumpkin. I chose to do it on a, I think this is a 28 count Murano, or maybe a Lugana. And I didn't get very far before I just went, oh my goodness, this is going to kill me. So this isn't something that I'm passing on the fabric or any of the floss to. I'm just going to put this in my stack of fabric, and if I need to use it, I'll take out the stitches that are on it. But I am selling the pattern for $7, and it will come in this bag. I don't have a plastic bag or anything for it at this point. Along the same lines is Blackberry House, a gorgeous pattern that I didn't get very far on. And probably a lot of these are starts from Stitch Mania at some point that just about did me in. So again, I just started a little bit. I'm not going to pass on the fabric. I'm just going to reuse this fabric for something else. But I will pass on the pattern. So the pattern is $10. And again, I'll send it in this bag. And along the same lines. And really most of these are just not because I don't think they're gorgeous patterns. It's just I have, you know, I'm not getting a chance to stitch anything else these days, and I look at these and just think, I don't know that I'll ever get it done, and if it makes me feel tired just looking at it, it's time to pass it on. So the next one is the Brick House Sampler, and I am passing on the fabric and my little start to you. I am stitching this over one. I believe this is a 28 count Lugana. I do not have any of the floss, so that might be a problem with the house, you know, matching the color. But if you're willing to give it a go, it is yours for $7. So that's the pattern, the fabric, and in this bag. And some free cat hair to go with it, because I'm generous like that. So I have attached to my camera, there is a microphone so that I can make sure the audio is good. You know, it looks like this professional setup, but if you look at the microphone a little too closely, actually you don't even have to look at it that closely. There's cat hair just sticking out all over it. That's how professional I am. All right, next we have Scenic Farm. This was a new start with Carolyn Zook, C-Zook Stitch. Where is the picture? I think it's still in here. This is a dimensions kit. It's gorgeous. Reality is I'm not going to get it done. So, Scenic Farm. Whoops, upside down. This is one that you can still find. Well, all of these are ones you can still find out there. It's not like it's a discontinued dimensions kit. So I am asking $25 for this. This does have, of course, since it's a kit, it has all of the floss. I am not doing it on the Ada that came with the kit. I pulled out a piece of, this is probably a 32 count Witchelt in some kind of pretty grayish blue. And you can see so I started down here in the bottom left, so I got like the blue, some of the blue and white snow done, and I started on that little shed right there. And so that's what you're seeing right there. And so, and this is a fairly big piece of fabric for this. So, asking $25 for that. And again, it'll come in one of these plastic bags. Next, we have Blessed Bee, another super sweet piece by Brenda Gervais. There is, again, no floss in here, so you have the fabric, the pattern, and the bag. and I'm asking $12 for this. This is over 2 on probably a 36 count. I don't know what fabric it is. It is a Zweigert. It might be a Lakeside linen. So I got a chunk of the house done. So again, asking $12 for that. All right, next. Moment in Chalk. This is a hands-on design, just another Button Company collaboration. Let's see if I can get the back open. There we go. All right, so you may remember this one. It had this center chart, and then you could put these little charts around it for the different months. And I had originally planned on doing the whole thing, and then I decided to just do the center, and now I've decided not to do any of it. So again, it's another one. I'm sure it was a mania start. This was an XJU Design fabric, and I got that much done on it. And this is going to be another one. I'm not going to pass on the fabric. I'm going to use this for something else, put it back in my stash. So you'll get this chart, the March chart, and it has all the buttons for both the March chart and for the main chart. And I'm asking $10 for that. This does not have one of the mesh bags with it. It just has the plastic Ziploc bag. All right, this is a heartstring samplery. This was a kit by I think also Country Sampler. I forget which club this was, but this is the Philip Foster Farmhouse by Heartstring. So this does have everything with it. It has, of course, the pattern. It has all of the floss. I have my floss in my little plastic bags that I like. This is what I have gotten started. This is the called for fabric. Of course, like I said, it's the kit, so it's all the called for. And again, it will be in one of these bags, and I am asking $25 for that. And the fabric is probably either a 36 or 40 count linen. I'm not sure which. All right, just a few more. I'm going to show you a couple other ones that I'm putting back in my stash. This one I think was the, there was a winter one when I was showing you the different shops on Etsy. There was one, and I don't remember whether it's My Fanny or Crocetta a Go-Go, that had a lot of like winter ones that were a lot of white on dark fabric. One of them was a Christmassy one with some pine trees and I think a sleigh. That was all in white, and there was maybe a fox in like a golden brown color. I believe that's what this one is. It's a PDF. I'm not passing this one on, so this is another one that will go back into my stash. And if I decide to use it, then I'll just take the stitches out then. And then there was another Russian designer who had a series of doors, different seasonal doors that are just gorgeous. And of course I have all the PDFs. This was my start on the spring door. This is a probably a 25 count Murano or Lugano or something. And I actually had all of the different, what does it say here? 25 count, it doesn't say what kind. I have the 4 pieces cut for the 4 different seasons. All ready to go. Yeah, that's not going to happen. All right. Couple more. This is the pattern that I started with when I first came back to cross stitch in 2017. I started looking on Amazon, and I fell in love with this kit. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This is a full coverage piece. And so I bought the kit, and I think it was $25 on Amazon. So I have all of the floss, and it is numbered. Has the DMC numbers on it. And then the Aida. And you guys know, I've said it many times, I am not much of an Aida stitcher. So I picked this up a couple of times, but it's just not going to get done. So I decided it is time to pass it on. So I am selling the kit for $15, and again, and this one I have a great big mesh bag for it. So you get the full kit, and I'm selling it for $15. And you know, the reason I got it and started working on the Aida is because since it's been so long since I hadn't done any stitching since probably 2009 or so, I didn't know whether my eyes could still handle the linen, because that's what I worked on all the time when I was stitching before. So I got that one and started it, and you know, I fell back in love with stitching, but realized I'm just not an Aida girl, I'm a linen girl. And there will probably come a time when I have to go back to Aida, but now is not that time. Last but not least, we have the Pumpkins for Sale by Fat Quarter Shop. And this is one of those that you have to be kind of crazy to want it. You have to be kind of idiotic like me. Not that I think that this is going to be an idiotic piece. I think it's going to be gorgeous when finished. But it's not for the faint of heart. So this is the one that I started on the Osnaburg that I got it from Fiber on a Whim. I was getting their monthly selection of textured other fabrics, and I forget what, like Texture Club or something like that, and I don't know whether they're still doing it or not. So each month they had a different color set, and this was from the October one of the year I was getting it. And Osnaburg is not meant for stitching. It is not an even weave. I don't remember what the weave is, but it's not even, and it is very small. It's at least a 40 count, if not a 46. So like I said, it's not for the faint of heart. I also decided to change all of the pumpkins to the blue pumpkins rather than the orange, so that's why you're seeing the blue. So I have all the floss. Again, it is not the called for, it is just whatever I had that I thought would work. So you get the floss, you get the pattern, and you get what I've started, and I'll include these little magnetic things on it. I stitch in hand, of course, so that helps corral the fabric, and the bag that I had it stored in. And that is $20. There are 17 threads, overdyed threads in this, to give you an idea of, and you know, the threads are like $2.50 a piece, so basically you're getting more than that, more than what it's worth for just the $17. That didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Okay, that is all that I have for you. My time is just about up in this segment. Yeah, I hope you will join us for the SAL. At least check out Helen's video to learn more details about it. And like I said, the Google form is down below. I hope you will check out Needlewerkes and send an order to Lois. She's a sweetheart, my type of person. And yeah, if you are interested in my designs, talk to your local needlework store. Whether it be online or brick and mortar, it doesn't matter. They are carrying it. Or if they aren't, you can tell them about it. So, I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm still debating whether to do a full whip parade or not. I want to. Part of me wants to, part of me doesn't. So, yeah, you may see me back next week with part of a whip parade. You may not. It depends on what's going on in my life. But if you don't see me next week, you will see me either at the end of May or probably not the end of May. If we make it down to my father-in-law's for Memorial Day weekend, you'll see me at the beginning of June. Until then, I love you. I love your support. I love the enthusiasm you continue to have for this craft. You take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.